There are a lot of ways to duplicate in this game, so much so that it can be pretty difficult to track down the most recent and up-to-date methods. So in this video, I'm going to be covering every current and practical method of duplicating items in 2025. For this video, I'll be going over 3 methods. One for quickly duping a few items without Mineru, one for quickly duping a few items with Mineru, and one for duplicating massive quantities of items. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Starting off, we have MTD or Midair throw duplication. This method is quick, works just about anywhere, and is useful for duping limited quantities of items. But it can only be performed with one of the target item in your inventory, only works on throwable items, and is limited to a max of 21 due to the ground drop limit. So the first thing that you'll need to do is find an elevated surface that you can jump off of. This only needs to be about a stake's height off the ground, but higher will make it easier for you to practice. First things first, get up on your ledge and hold your target item out like you're gonna throw it. Now jump off the ledge and hold D-pad up to open the item menu while you're in the air. Next, you need to close the D-pad up menu and then quickly bring it back up as soon as you see Link making any movement. You're trying to time this so Link's arm is extended about 45 degrees to the right when you open the D-pad menu for the second time. If his arm is in this position, then you want to release R, then close out the D-pad menu and open it back up one more time. In this third menu, you should see that the drop option is now available. So go ahead and press X to drop the item, and if done right, Link should both drop the item behind him and also throw it in front of him. Now, if you're just duping normal old items, then you're good to just rinse and repeat this process from here. But if you're duping fragile items like gems or dragon parts, pretty much anything that breaks when it hits the ground, you'll need to time your inputs so that way the final throwing animation doesn't complete before Link lands on the ground. If that throw finishes before Link has feet on the ground, the item will spike and blow up right in your face. However, if Link's feet are touching the ground before that throw animation finishes, the item will just get thrown forward like normal. Once that item has been thrown, you can then prevent it from exploding on contact by quickly pulling up recall, hitting your item with it, and then either immediately canceling it and letting it fall, or just waiting for the item to come back to you. Our second method is called Mineru minus dupe. This method is quick, can be performed anywhere, and like MTD, is useful for duping limited quantities of items. But this can only be performed with up to 4 of the target item in your inventory, only works on throwable items, and is also limited to a max of 21 due to the ground drop limit. So our first step is to summon Mineru and mount her. Now open up the inventory, dismiss Mineru, then without closing the menu, switch to the Materials tab and hold all of the item you want to dupe until it shows 0. Once you've done that, press minus and watch 2 memories. When those are done, press B to close the menu. If done right, Link will fall back to the ground and he won't be holding any items in his hand. Next, we need to use the D-pad up menu to throw the items that we're holding onto the ground. The item you're holding will appear with a 0 quantity in this menu, and you'll need to throw it once for each item that you held. So if you had 4 and you held all 4, you need to throw 4 of them until the quantity displays -4. Similarly to MTD, if you're duping fragile items that explode on impact, you can use recall after throwing them and then immediately cancel it to prevent the item from being consumed. Once all of that is done, open your inventory and you should see Link visibly holding the items even though nothing is in the hold list. These held items are the original items that we were using for the dupe. To get them back, simply hold one of any item and then close the menu. This will cause those items to appear outside of the menu, allowing you to drop them and pick them back up, completing the dupe. The last method is called BID or Bundle Item Duplication. This method is useful for duping large quantities of items, can be used on any item in the Materials tab, and is the most efficient duplication glitch in the game to date. However, this glitch will need to be performed in a specific location. To start off, make your way to the Akala Citadel ruins. Once you get there, head over to this slab here in the back. Our first step is to entangle a steering stick to a melee weapon using Fuse Storage Fuse Entanglement, or FSFE. This will be referred to as our base weapon going forward. Now, in the interest of time, I won't be going over FSFE in this video, namely because I've already gone over it in its own independent video in incredible depth. So if you need to learn how to do FSFE first, I'll have a link to that video down in the description, as well as up in the top right. So go watch that first, learn how to do that, and then come back to this. So once you've entangled the steering stick, we need to SDC it. Now, there are a few different ways that we can do this, but we're just going to keep it simple. So stand on the steering stick, then drop your base weapon and mount the stick immediately after. If done right, when you mount the stick, you'll start clipping straight through the ground. Now, once this starts happening, don't panic and hit buttons. Instead, wait until Link reaches the water. Once he does, you can press B to dismount, then just swim around until you drown, and that will cause you to reset back above ground. Once you've reset, make sure that you pick your base weapon back up, and then you need to fuse your steering stick to a shield. Next, drop the base weapon right around here. The exact position doesn't matter as long as it's roughly in the middle of this area. And then run up these stairs and run right back down them. This may seem pointless, but this is a safety measure to make sure that the next steps are going to work. So for those next steps, position Link right around here, then pick the base weapon up with Ultra Hand, place it up against this wall, and then follow the exact route that I take. Once you get here, pull up your menu and hold one of any item. Once you've done that, slowly start walking forward toward this stone. As you get closer to that edge, Link will eventually end up getting culled. When this happens, open the menu, unhold your item, hold an egg, then press minus and watch a memory. When that's done, close the menu, and you should see the egg fall to the ground and break. Now we need to uncull. On the most current version of the game, as well as version 1.2.0, this can easily be done by dropping the equipped shield that you fused the entangled steering stick to. If you're on version 1.1.2 or below, you'll need to swap shields to break the entanglement, then watch a memory. Now, if your egg didn't break when it hit the ground, go ahead and uncull, pick it back up, then rewind to the timestamp on screen to try again. If you're on version 1.1.2 or below, you'll need to start from the beginning if your egg didn't break. So once your egg is broken and you've unculled, go ahead and make your way in this direction, making absolutely sure that you do not put away the item that you're currently holding. Once you get over to this pit, press A to drop the invisible item that you're holding onto the ground, then open up your inventory and hold one egg. From this point, you're ready to dupe. Now, go ahead and hold up to 4 of whatever item it is that you want to dupe, and then close the menu. This will place those held items inside a bundle on the ground. In order to get them out, all you need to do is open the inventory again and modify the items that you're holding. This can be done by either just removing items and then putting them right back, or removing items and replacing them with something different. However, you need to make sure that you are always holding that one egg. If you unhold that egg, the glitch will break. Now, to actually pick the items up, you just need to jump in any direction, Then hold out an item like you're going to throw it right before Link lands on the ground. This will circumvent the A button lock and allow you to pick up items so long as you're holding that item out to throw with R. Now, once you're done duplicating, you can easily end this state by opening the menu, unholding all of the items, closing and reopening the menu, holding a new item, and then closing the inventory again. Also, do not forget that once you're done with this, you need to make sure that you go back and pick up the shield we dropped earlier, as well as the base weapon that we started with. Otherwise, as soon as you try and leave this area, you're going to get soft locked in a hard cull. But that'll do it for this one. If this video helped you out, leave it a like and let me know what your favorite glitch is down in the comments. Discord, Twitch, and Twitter links are all down in the description, where they always are, and as always, shout out to this month's channel members. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.